Good evening, good day, wherever you are in this world. Welcome to I Am Charlie, the Teenage Years podcast. My name is Marishka S. Phillips. I am the writer, creator, and director of this podcast, and we just want to welcome you on this journey. Here with me, I have one of my producers from Muidum, Bradford, Jazzy Smith. Say hi.
Hi.
We wanted to just do a brief introduction in that telling you why we think this story is important. I wrote the first iteration of Charlie back when I was in directing school in LA. And that was in the 90s. So it's come forward to the teenage years today. But I thought it was important to do the teenage years because when this production company, Muidum, picked us up, they asked me to do a podcast and I had to figure out, well, how do I do this if I already have the story of the grown-up Charlie? So I said, I know I can put all of my curiosities and all of my questions in this character because growing up, you know, you don't know sometimes who you are as a teenager. If you're queer, if you're in a family that looks down upon it, if you're a Christian, like you can't be queer and Christian, which I don't believe. I think whoever wants to love Jesus should love Jesus. And this is why this story is important to me. Charlie, as a teenager, is trying to find herself. And she's gripping with a lot of things that she just doesn't know. She thinks it's just taboo to have all of these different feelings, especially with the Jamaican mother, you know, and there's this phrase called a soft listening ear. It's from the psychologist Alice Miller. And I read this book called The Gifted Child, The Drama of the Gifted Child. And in that, they said sometimes children don't have someone that will listen to them without judgment. And I thought there are so many young people without a voice. And I thought I can give this voice to Charlie and kind of cater to that young audience, high school, college, but also I added the grown-up Charlie in retrospect. So she's giving us her inner thoughts on the moments that we learn in real time so that I can bring in the older audience as well. So that's why I think it's important. What do you think? Why is it important to you, Bradford?
I think, in a person's development, their early life experiences has so much weight on who they get to become in this world. And Charlie's story is interesting because I can actually relate to her being a black man, a young black kid growing up in rural North Carolina, raised by Christian grandparents. And I didn't understand the feelings that I was having, and I didn't understand what was happening with my body. And what we get to see with Charlie is, kind of a firsthand, being Jamaican American family, what she's feeling, like her imagination and what she's attracted to, and all those changes, right? Somewhat like a moth to a butterfly. So I'm excited on what we get to hear and what we get to experience through Charlie's eyes, ears, and tactile experiences.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think that's enough said. Yes?
Yeah.
I think that's a good introduction. So I want you guys to sit back, put on your listening ears, and enjoy this episode of I Am Charlie, the Teenage Years. Thank you so much for being here. And my buddy, Cece Hendricks, she's the star and creator of Remote Reviews with Cece. I invited her here because of her take on I love her point of view, and she just brings me so much joy when I listen
as
to her.
As controversial as it'll be.
Yeah, she's raw with it. He's wrong with it. Cece,
But I
welcome.
tell the truth.
He does tell the truth as she sees it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say my truth. Sometimes my
Cece,
truth, 90%
what
is
can
right.
you say?
I'm excited for this. Again, I heard your intro. I thought Charlie, was, a young man, but you see, I'm already excited because I thought it was a man, and it turns out it's a girl. It was me. No, I'm playing. Go. I can't wait to hear it. Very excited. Let's see what we got.
Okay, here we go. Enjoy.
I am Charlie, the teenage years. Episode 1. Allow me to introduce myself. Written by Marishka S. Phillips and Nicolette Ellis. Interior, high school classroom. Day, 1997. The shades are drawn. There are two female figures moving against the wall in the corner with a bit of dusk splashing across their half-naked, undulating bodies. Finally, catching a glimpse of their face.
Charlene, we shouldn't be doing this.
I know, Miss Osborne.
Touch me here.
She plunges Charlie's hand between her thighs.
Like that.
Miss Osborne, you're so wet and soft. I'm so hot. Can I taste it? Oh.
Please. Yes.
Charlie begins to drop to her knees.
Charlene. Hello? Miss Reeves.
Charlie's eyes pop open into the sun-filled, overcrowded classroom with all student eyes on her. She jumps.
Yep, that was me. Always daydreaming. Allow me to introduce myself. Charlene Reeves, better known as Charlie. When I was 15 years old, a beautiful tomboy with stylish cornrows, Miss Osborne was my drop-dead gorgeous 22-year-old white English teacher. To this day, my dreams have great influence over me. See, back then, I was grasping to find myself. What's right? What's wrong? I was like a cub in the woods, always searching and not realizing my beauty.
That was just the first scene.
Oh, and what's happening? Like, how you gonna get us all juiced up and then turn it off?
That's how we're doing it. We're doing it scene by scene. So
Yes.
I'll tell you, I'll start. I wrote this scene as the first scene because I don't know. Raise your hand if you've ever had a crush on a teacher. Boom. That's why I wrote it as an introduction. And I wanted to find something titillating for the ears to draw you into the world, and that you find out that it's a daydream. I think we could all relate to fantasizing about someone you shouldn't fantasize about. So that was why I wrote that. I had a crush on my English teacher, but it was Miss Estevez. Ooh, should I have said that? Hi, Miss Estevez. At any rate, that was my draw for writing that scene. What say you, Cece?
Well, I mean, being someone that hasn't had sex in a while, honey, I was like, what's going on? I love the first scene, and I do love the fact that you it led you where you didn't think it was gonna go, because I thought this was, listening to it. I was in the bedroom with them doing what do they call it, menage a trois,
Yes, yes.
with them, but I'm hurt that you didn't keep it going, girl. But daydreams, you gotta wake the fuck up. You gotta wake up.
Right.
So I loved it. I loved it so far. So good. I like it. I like it. Because
So
we
so
all have that,
we all have
crushes
that.
on I think everyone. I think Jordan even had a crush on one of his teachers. So yeah, it happens.
So are you able to relate to Charlie so far, be it whether it's the younger one or the older one with the more poetic license in the voice, or both? Can you relate to both?
I can relate to both because it's storytelling for me. So it's telling Charlie, the older Charlie, telling the story of the younger Charlie, which of course coincides because you're going backwards and you're daydreaming, because she's probably daydreaming there. But at the end of the day, I like it because, again, it could be, I don't know how, if you wrote it that way where the older Charlie is telling this story. I don't know if she wrote a book or this
Mm-hmm.
is her telling someone the story, but I can see it in different categories of how it could go. But I
Right.
like it. Yeah, I like
Thank
it.
you.
Let's move
Thank
on
you.
to scene two,
Thank
girl.
you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Can we get some Bradford feedback, please?
Yeah, you know what? As a kid in school, I got in trouble a lot for daydreaming in class. A lot.
Mhm.
Like my teachers go call on me and they go, Bradford, Brad. And I'm in another world,
Oh
imagining
gosh.
something else, being in another place, experiencing something else. So I was guilty for like being spaced out somewhere else, not paying attention in class.
Always
And
daydreaming. I still daydream. I was in
You know
physical,
what? Maybe
I
it's a
was in
creative
physical
thing.
therapy. Huh?
It could be a creative thing. Um, Storytellers, because
Mhm.
we, daydream because we're dreaming or, foreseeing
And,
things. I think it's a creative thing.
well,
Uh,
our imagination is
right.
one of our strongest tools.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
Right.
100.
Because I also wanted, well, I wait for the next scene, but I'm wondering if she's a creative, the older Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who knows?
Keep wondering. Keep wondering. Okay, well, let's wrap up this session of I Am Charlie, the Teenage Years, episode 1, scene 1. Now, let's check out next time what Charlie does after she feels humiliated coming out of this daydream. Stay tuned.